Yeah. Oh, I did. Ellen Cooley uh, sent me a video that I'm going to be able to show. It's zookeepers transporting giraffes from Australia to New Zealand.
Yeah, I saw that.
Yeah.
It's awesome.
Yeah. So I've got that. We'll be able to view that and then just talk about the book, talk about giraffes, talk about whatever we want to talk about.
Okay. I don't know if you know Jen Richard. She was our chair for 4 years at
Oh, okay.
and she ran the uh, conference when it was out there. She embedded
Oh, okay.
really instrumental in running that. And so we've been down here, talking to different people about sites and stuff, and have a
Mhm.
few things to do today before we head back. And uh, okay, I'll let you talk.
Good morning, ladies.
Good morning.
It's nice to meet you officially.
Yes.
So we we have had the best time. Um, we managed to get a little lost on the trolley yesterday,
Oh,
uh, but Vicky figured out before we went too far um, what that we were on the wrong one. So we got up, we got off. So that was a good learning experience.
ah,
And we're going to figure out for the conference how to write up really good directions so people can do it. But the venue that we're thinking about will present on the 20th, but it's a boat, and
oh,
it is stunning. Stained glass. I think it probably was built in the late 1800s, was used for this or that. Beautiful, beautiful wood everywhere and right there in the harbor. So
oh.
we figured that we can have everybody meet in the lobby,
Mhm.
uh, come downstairs to the lobby by a certain time, and then um, all of us go over together.
Oh,
Because
okay.
the trolleys are big enough to where everyone who attends the conference could get on.
Oh,
So
great.
yeah, we'll have to figure out how not to leave people behind and that thing. But the location here for the hotel, the rooms are comfortable. We decided to stay here. Vicky has stayed here before, but I think everybody will be happy enough with the hotel. It's nice
Oh,
and
that's
the rooms feel comfortable. So I think we're going to take the trolley today out and buy gift certificates at different restaurants down in the harbor and places to where if we play a game or we need prizes that we can award. We've got some ideas on that front. So we're getting excited.
oh, that's great. That's
Yeah, we were um, hoping to do it at the Birch Aquarium, but they're just too expensive for an event there for ASAP to pay. And um, we were pretty low because we thought that was going to be the
right.
perfect place, but we got really excited yesterday when we saw um, this. I keep calling a boat. It is, let me see. It's called the Berkeley Ferry Boat.
Oh,
And it's got a few decks, and people will be able to go downstairs from the event and take a look at the Maritime Museum there. So there'll be lots to do. I think people will be happy. We just have to make sure that we can afford it. So
yeah.
that comes left. It's a little backwards when you don't know. We looked at different places, but we don't know what the budget is for this event yet. So hopefully we can straighten that out soon, and then we can start really locking down things. So Vicky got a phone call, uh, and from the sound of it, it might have been a daughter or a
Okay.
grandchild because the music was wild. So
Yes.
anyway, so, I don't know you. It is nice to finally get to meet you. I'm Jan, by the way.
Jan?
So,
Oh,
yes,
okay.
yes. So, I met Vicky when I was docent chair. She came into the program, and from the first time that I really had a conversation with her and then watching her work, I thought,
Mhm.
what a go-getter. So,
Yes, yeah,
um, she's going to do a lot for this conference, and however I can help.
yeah.
So, what's your portion of it?
Oh, for the conference?
Yeah.
I don't know yet.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
I'm professional development, so I do these book clubs, and hopefully we'll do some webinars. So I'm not sure what
Yeah.
my goal is supposed to be.
I'm really excited for AZAD that I've been to many conferences and have been a longtime member.
Mhm.
To have the book club. I was so disappointed I didn't get home in time to do that. I had
Oh,
read the book a couple of years ago. I stole my copy. I'd given it to my sister back, and I read it again. But we were out, and I just couldn't get back in time. So Vicky was sending me messages. She's going to talk. She's going to talk soon because I want it. And then here we are in San Diego. So we've got other things to do before we go home this afternoon. So I'm going to miss the morning. But I love the fact that we're doing a book club.
yeah,
So,
yes. We did record the the book club meeting on Thursday. It's on the AZAD YouTube channel.
okay, I have to figure out how to do that. Um, but I know that I can. And I think that's exciting too, because you can go back to the things that you miss.
Yeah,
I,
unfortunately, I created some confusion with the time of Thursday's meeting, and some people were notified it was 7:30. Some people were notified it was 8 o'clock.
oh my
We
goodness.
started a little bit before 7:30, and I just started recording it. And
Yeah.
Susan, yeah, uh, the author was there. She was there from the very beginning, and she was a great talker. It was
What?
amazing.
Yeah.
She
It's
took
such
over the meeting.
it's really a great idea to get the authors to do this. I did
Yeah.
buy a book for the next one, Soul of an Octopus, and I'm wondering, I ordered it on Amazon and I set it down once I didn't really look at it, but I've read a couple of books a couple of years ago on um, about an octopus, and I'm wondering if I saw it, but I'll be reading it. If I've read it before, that's fine.
Yeah.
I'll read it again, and I promise I will join in for your next.
Okay.
I think that's really to be supportive. And when everybody finds out from talking to one another what a
Mm,
success it is and how much people enjoy it, because I've only done the last, not this one, but the last one,
right.
it was really good.
Oh,
So,
the one with Bill Constant.
yes,
Yeah,
yeah,
that was good.
yeah, yeah. It was really a good book. I gave that to my sister. We're like minded. She lives in Flagstaff, Arizona.
Ah,
Um, we're like-minded with conservation and
mhm.
that kind of thing. Vicky was spinning in the middle of the night, 3 o'clock this morning. And I was just sleeping away, but she's laying there and she's thinking about things that um, prizes that we can give and when we would need them and where we would buy them and that kind of thing. And then maybe having a theme for each day
Mm,
as people go on the trips and that kind of thing. It's like she never sleeps.
right.
So, so anyway, um, she's something else. So I don't know um, if we should wait her out. She's talking privately to somebody, and I'm sure it was important. Um,
Okay.
so
Well,
do
we
you
can chat for a few minutes, and then I do have the video that
that she's gonna show, or that you're gonna show
that
us.
I'm
Yeah,
going to show. It's one that, who was it? Well, one of the board members sent me the link to the video, and it's a great video. It's only 7 minutes long, but it shows the modern transportation of giraffes.
yeah, that's so, yeah, I thought that would be really an interesting thing to see how it's done. You know, I've seen a lot of training, crate training and that kind of thing
Yeah.
at the LA Zoo, but never have I seen it through the whole process of, so I think that's going to be really interesting. And that's something that you might want to share at some point at the conference too, if everyone's together.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
So,
Now,
yeah.
ours a few years ago did send an adult male elephant to London's Whipsnade Zoo.
Oh, wow.
I They were recording parts of the trip, and one of the things they gave as a door prize at one of the volunteer meetings was the recording of that trip. And it's just, bits and pieces. It's,
Uh-huh.
getting into the truck, getting onto the boat, and
Yeah.
it isn't like a professionally finished video.
Yeah. But all for fun.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I think that's an excellent thing to do.
Mm.
So yesterday when we went to several sites for the, I think probably the icebreaker is going to have to be at the hotel money wise. But for or the opening session, I'm sorry, but the icebreaker, we're looking at food and what it's going to cost and
Mhm.
trying to get everything together for the meeting of the 20th. I think everybody will feel better when we get some of this stuff
Yes.
locked
Yes.
down.
I've already had people we had our volunteer meeting this past Wednesday, and I've had people coming up to me going, well, what day should I get there? We saw that the hotel is from the
Yeah,
14th to the 20th. No,
yeah,
what what are the early trips going to be? I don't know
yeah,
yet. They haven't
yeah.
been decided.
You know, when we did
You're
it,
away. Yeah.
yeah, in LA, when we did it, Betty, who was in charge of the conference, she started um, putting ideas together and that kind of thing about 5 years before. But
Oh,
we paid for our conference. AZAD didn't have to, and we
mhm.
fundraises like crazy. You know what? We're gonna lose. Do you
Oh,
want to plug this in or?
I don't have my cord.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Here.
But we're gonna try to figure out how to do it elsewhere. But
Okay.
should we have had members log in by now? The book club?
Uh, there's no login. We do have a group of us, 7
Okay.
of us,
Let
or
me
8.
see your iPad. Okay. All right, we're gonna try to log in again.
Okay,
All right, bye.
bye. Technical problems going on Vicky's end. iPad is about to run out of power.
Uh-oh, that's important. I wanted to thank you for the wonderful Thursday with the author. That was just amazing. I really, really enjoyed that. So I just
I
wanted to tell you thank you.
I was really excited to have her. When we were talking about book clubs, we decided that since we were getting so few people coming to the meetings, we weren't going to invite an author because it would be embarrassing if an author showed up and there were only 2 people there. So I I contacted her and I asked her if she could do like a brief introductory video that we could play. And she goes, well, I can join you on Thursday. I can't join you Saturday, but I can join you Thursday. And she pretty much took over the meeting, which was great.
Yeah, it was amazing. And to put a face to the author,
Yes.
the writer of the book was just amazing. And
Yeah.
I really, really enjoyed it. And um, I had read Westwood's Giraffe, goodness, probably about 4 years ago or,
Oh,
right in that time frame. And it was just nice to have the her and explaining the characters and so
Mhm.
like I said, I just wanted to tell you how much I appreciated all your hard
Oh,
work.
okay. Thank you. And her website, lindarutledge.com, is great. She has got a lot of information on there. She's got links to different news articles of the time about, oh, looks like iPad is back.
Oh. Yeah, I was
Hi,
gonna
I don't want,
go.
hello,
Go
I don't
ahead.
want to interrupt. I'm Joyce Hicks
Hey,
and
Joy.
hello. I am going to need to pop off at about 8:45 because I have a meeting in San Francisco. It'll take me about 30 minutes to get there.
Ah,
But I just
okay.
wanted to say hello to everyone,
Yes. Hello.
introduce myself. I am a docent at Oakland Zoo. I'm the president of the Docent Council. We have about 100 docents on our rolls, and one of our docents, Tom Bennett, is the treasurer of
Yes. Yes.
ACADV. And just to add a little bit, the author actually came out to San Leandro, California, and presented at the San Leandro Public Library. Unfortunately, I was out of town, and then I thought, oh, I'll be able to see her on Saturday, but she was only on Thursday, and I had other commitments.
Yeah.
But she was so well received at the San Leandro Library because in addition to her being there, one of our giraffe keepers was there as well.
Oh, that's great.
I'm a fairly new member to AZADV, maybe about a year, although I've been a docent since 2020. That's when I became official after 3 months of training.
Huh.
However, we all know what happened in 2020.
Yes.
Zoom
Everything changed.
Yeah.
shut
You're
down, but
back.
yeah, and the Oakland Zoo reopened, and it'd go through fits and starts, open, close. But yes, I think we're all back and feeling a lot better about everything. I'm not very tall. I'm only 5 feet tall, and so
Me.
little kids are always in my face, and I'm not afraid.
Right.
I'm not afraid of them anymore. It's like I've had 8 vaccines. Bring it on. But I just
Oh,
wanted to say hello and to thank you for the book club.
Nice.
Our Oakland Zoo docent book club had also read West with Giraffe, and I absolutely love the
mhm,
book.
mhm.
Well, Joyce, I'm the chair of the board this year for AZAD, and I'm Vicki DeFalk. I don't think other people that are on, I don't know that I've ever met you got everybody, but I wanted to tell you that one of our focuses this year is going to be to provide educational opportunities as much as we can. And we've had a great start with our guest speaker from Atlanta, who was the CEO and president of the Fosse Foundation. That was our guest speaker for our virtual conference. And then our planning committee did a great job on our virtual conference. And then now we've had our book club with our author, and we're working for a really great conference to provide additional education opportunities for our members. So we welcome you. We're really excited. I'm membership chair as well, and I've noticed we've got some new members coming in from Oakland. So that's exciting, and we hope you guys are going to come to our conference down in San Diego.
Absolutely. Thank you so much for that warm welcome. My husband and I have already booked a hotel room.
Yay. Good.
He's not a docent. He does other things, but uh, helps me study. And he and I are both lawyers. And I told him that studying to be a docent was harder than studying for the California bar. And
Yeah.
because when you're in law school, you have 3 years to learn the materials. Boy,
Yeah.
it's like you're drinking out of a fire hose when you're doing 3 months of training on everything from
That's
ecology to
true.
conservation to animal husbandry, but it is my joy. And so I'm trying to encourage, as president of the Oakland Zoo Docent Council, I'm trying to encourage our members to join AZADV and to come down to San Diego.
I will ask our marketing director to send out some additional information to you.
Oh, thank you. Would
Okay,
appreciate it.
Joanne, back to you.
Okay, all right. Looks like, well, it's quarter after. This is about all we're gonna get, I think. Saturday mornings are tough. Joyce is gonna have to leave us, at about half an hour. And, so I had a video that Ellen Cooley sent me. We were trying to get a zookeeper to talk to us about moving giraffes now compared to 1938. But she sent me this great video, which I am going to pop up here and share. Whoops, beg it. Okay. I'm new at all this Zoom stuff. Share screen. Full screen. Don't know what Zoom was trying to do. All right, this is keepers moving a giraffe from from Australia to New Zealand, and the giraffe had to come by ship. So it was kind of similar to our West with giraffes, but much more modern.
So tonight we're going down to the port to welcome our new giraffe, who is.
Oh, we need it.
Joanne, you're on mute, and so we're not hearing.
We have our keeper from
Sorry.
so Ben, who's been traveling with him from Australia. So we're here at the port now, waiting for Billy and the crew to clear the customs so we can get started on a journey back to the zoo. So it's a lot of logistics involved in a transport like this. Traveling with Billy, we have 2 zookeepers and a vet to be able to provide him with a good level of care throughout the transport. And they've been working full time, taking care of Billy throughout this journey. So he's been in good hands.
I work for a company called Air Transport World Freight, and we've done the zoo's work for near on 20 years. The giraffe will be on the ship here. Hopefully we'll have it off here within the next half hour. It'll be on the truck on its way to the zoo. It's taken, many months of planning from the Australian end. Our end is the easy part to clear it in and that. So here tonight we have the Ministry of Primary Industries, the Customs Department, the Ports of Auckland, and zoo staff, of course. In conjunction with that, we've got 2 transport companies involved, one to move the crate from here to the edge of the zoo, and then another crane truck to move it within the zoo. So they're moving the crane into position now to hopefully retrieve the giraffe, which should be in the middle of the stack. Should be surrounded by containers. That's to give it protection from the weather and the elements, and so that the crew can actually look in.
Good, I think. Slowly coming off the boat now. Perfect. Welcome to Auckland, man. He seems curious and alert, so that's good. Success, yeah. So now we're gonna head back to the zoo. We're gonna load him up to a different truck and take him down to the giraffe house. We're gonna pick up Ben and the rest of the crew on the ship that's gonna come with us to the zoo.
So we just spent 4.5 days with Billy out to sea. And yeah, it's an interesting experience. So I went over a few days early just to actually meet Billy, meet the keepers, see how they feed him, what they feed him, his routine, just to kind of get a feel for his nice personality. But it was very good. He was very nice. He was very chilled. The perfect passenger, really. He was always up and eating every time we went to check him. He was very receptive to food, very calm, always there to stand there and watch us and see what we were doing. So he's always cooperating if we needed him to come closer for anything and just make sure he was doing okay. Yeah, I think overall, it was a good move for him.
It's a great moment for us to welcome Billy. What I would like to do is have Tommy and Lucas just walk us through what's going to happen for the next, I suppose, 3/4 of an hour until we get Billy safely into containment in the zoo.
We're gonna walk going very slow. I'll probably walk at the front. Mona will be at the back. And guidance just on the tight corners. We'll get the truck into the position where it can safely lift it into the compound.
So far, we're just trying to bring Billy our giraffe towards the giraffe house. The truck's quite long and is quite tall, so it's trying to meander the way through the zoo and trying to find the best possible route. So it's quite slow but steady going at the minute, and it's obviously very dark, so hopefully we'll get there soon, but it just takes a little bit of time. So we've got the crate reversed in. So the next plan is to try and get that off the truck and onto the floor. So by using this big crane, and it's just going to swivel around so the door from the crate is facing the door of the giraffe house. Pretty excited, yeah. So it's been a long journey to get to this stage. And yeah, Billy being 4 days at sea, it'd be nice for him to actually have some nice steady ground to make home.
Hmm.
So it's been a really, really long night. It's now 4 a.m. Billy's finally arrived. He's in his nice new safe area. And yeah, it's really exciting for us here at Auckland Zoo because we finally got the mail that we've waited for so long. So this is his first day into the new habitat. So he's just going around his different senses, different sounds, different smells, and he's just quite relaxed at the minute. And Ricky has definitely taken upon herself to be with Billy, kind of mother him a little bit, make sure he's getting on okay and showing him the ropes. It's really, really good. It's nice to see. We've been through a lot together. And to get to this point, it's fantastic to see Billy coming out and live quite confident.
We are all really excited for Billy to meet his new family in New Zealand, where he'll become a wonderful ambassador for his wild counterparts. It is important for zoological facilities across the Australasian area to actually work together for great outcomes for wildlife. This is not only through education, through people coming through the gates, but also through breeding programs.
The plan for Billy is to actually be our breeding bull. Over time, he will kind of establish himself within the herd. They'll see him as a more mature male, and hopefully he'll get along with the girls and hopefully have some offspring of himself. In the wild, giraffe are actually declining in number. We do work with the Giraffe Conservation Foundation, which is an African-based charity. And by having giraffe in the zoo, we're actually making sure they're going to continue to breed and hopefully ensure the future survival of giraffe.
There we are. That was a lot different from 1938's travels.
Certainly was.
Billy is 13 months old, they said. I muted myself because I didn't want my voice coming through, but then I was told that I had muted the video. But yeah, he's 13 months old. So I think it sounded like the older female giraffes were kind of treating him like a baby, but as he grows up and matures, they're hoping he'll be the breeding male.
Do we know the species of Billy? Is he a reticulated giraffe?
I don't think they said. I'm sure I can go to the Auckland Zoo website and find out.
Thank you.
Oh, Anne says he looks like reticulated.
We have reticulated giraffe at Oakland Zoo. And when they said Auckland, I kept thinking, Oakland?
Yeah.
Particularly because that Oakland has a port, the Port of Oakland, and they said the Port of Auckland, and
Right.
of course, New
Yeah.
Zealand.
Yep.
That was really interesting.
So I'm not sure what to do at this point. I'm new to all of this. Do you want to discuss?
Joanne, can you send out the link to our YouTube videos or put it in the chat for us? I had trouble getting to it. I got to all the videos that all the videos you were warning us against.
Oh, yes, yes.
So I had trouble trying to get it because is the author's talk posted out there now?
Yes, it is. It is.
Okay, so if you could put that in the chat so that all the all the book club members can hear her actual talk, that would be great.
Okay. There we go. I just want to make sure I get the right link and not the link to, no, it's still wanting to link to mine. Oh, there we go. Because we do have some people who haven't been able to make this meeting and they wanted to make sure that we could share our discussion. I'm just trying to get to the right part of the link.
No.
There it is. All right, that's the link to the AZAD YouTube channel.
Oh, you'll have to tell me.
I'll just take a picture.
Okay, that's a good idea.
Okay, I'm gonna take a picture of it. You guys might want to do that too. So because it is a little difficult to get to.
I found if I put AZAD docent, it's one of the first ones that comes up.
Yeah, I had a difficulty trying to maneuver around. Well, Jan and I are going to have to log off, unfortunately, because we have more discovery to do in San Diego for the conference. So we will, I'm sure, be zooming in with other people in the future. And enjoy your book club and the chat about the author. Take a look at that link because she really was fascinating when we listened to her on Thursday. So bye, everybody.
Bye.
Bye. Thank you.
So this is my first time trying to lead a book club. What did you guys all think of the book? I think one of the things I wasn't sure how much was real and how much was fiction. So as soon as I finished reading the book, I started looking for links to see what was real and what was fiction. But she did a lot of interesting things with bringing in different societal issues, even the thing of going into the beginning of World War II and the Dust Bowl and women, the way women were treated. I was really shocked with the issue that the old man was concerned that if Red traveled with them, that they would get in trouble with the Mann Act for transporting a woman across state lines, like a woman was property or something. Uh, things have changed a lot since 1938, thank goodness. So what did you all think about it? Any comments, any discussion?
Sure. It's
Very interesting.
uh that's okay. It's been a while for me since I read the book. And then I was trying to listen to it as a refresher while I was in my dentist chair, but with my earbuds on. But what I remember liking about the book is, as you said, Joanne, it tied in so many social issues, such as segregation in the South and how
Yes.
that African American family really helped out, and women's issues and on and on. I like the way that the book started, where I guess it was the caregiver who had gone through the Foot Locker.
Yes.
And I, like you, Joanne, wondered, okay, what is fiction? Because it is a historical novel,
Mhm.
and what is real, and just to understand about the San Diego Zoo and having I guess she was eventually the CEO, so a female director,
Yes.
but not director. She was treated with a lot of sexism, but just hung in there. That's what I recall. But again, my memory is pretty sketchy, and what I do think of is, wow, those giraffe, they made it. They made it all
Yes.
the way across the country. Like, and I think
Yeah.
about in Oakland, we just transported our last elephant, Osh, to the elephant sanctuary of Tennessee, because he
Mm.
was our last remaining elephant. Uh, and we've had 75 years of elephants in Oakland, but two females died during the time that I have been a docent. The third one, they didn't want her to be alone. Female elephants must be in a herd. So a
Mm.
year ago, Donna was transported to the Elephant Sanctuary of Tennessee. And then Osh, the male, he was always in a separate area. He slept in the same barn, but he was just way too frisky and huge. I think the biggest bull African elephant in the United States. And we looked and looked for some other males to come to our habitat, and it just wasn't working out. Our habitat for our elephants is 6.5 acres, but when you consider elephants walk up to 100 miles a day when they are in the wild, and elephants do not live as long in captivity as they do in the wild. One of the few of zoo animals that are in that situation. So we made the really difficult and painful and sad decision that Osh should go to Tennessee. But my gosh, he's huge, and the
Oh,
there was a huge truck with a flatbed. He had to be trained for several months to feel comfortable going in and out of the trailer, which was not attached to the truck. And a crane was involved,
oh.
and it was a 36-hour drive,
Mm.
and there was a chaser car that had zookeepers in it. a vet was actually in the cab of the truck and another keeper. So it involved so many Oakland Zoo staff to make sure that Osh was okay. And it's not like you could take him out and let him have let him have potty
Right.
they had a camera in his crate so they could see every minute of what was happening with him. And
Aw.
he is doing well. And of course, the elephant keepers' hearts are broken, but they also realize that this was the best for him because the Tennessee Elephant Sanctuary has over 3,000 acres.
Oh my goodness. Are they all just African elephants there, or did they have Asian elephants too?
They started out with just Asian elephants,
Okay.
and I think Osh is the second African elephant bull.
Mm.
I believe the other one's name is Artie, and then Donna joined our African elephant female. She joined some other female elephants, and they're very careful about contact. So Donna still has not, and she's been there a year, been in the same unfenced place as another elephant, but they visit through the
Right,
fence. And
right.
that's what shocked me a little bit, even with our little baby giraffe that we just saw in the film. They just let him out. And at Oakland
Yeah.
Zoo, when we get new giraffe, we give them a minute,
Right.
before
They may have compressed the whole thing.
uh,
Because I know in our zoo, they quarantine for 30 days, but maybe
yes.
between Australia and New Zealand, they may not have the issue of having to quarantine them. I don't know, but
So which is your zoo?
Rosamond Gifford in Syracuse, we have
Not
Asian elephants. That's why I was so curious.
you have 8?
Asian, we have
Oh, Asian.
yes, we have Doc is the male, and he's actually in with the females and with the babies. We had twin elephants born 2 years ago. They're twin males. So we're hoping to expand our zoo so we can start a bachelor herd with our males. Otherwise, two of our three males are going to have to go to other zoos
No.
because you
I
can't
know.
have
How
you
large
can't
is
have
your,
females.
how large is your habitat?
Our whole zoo is only 14 acres, so
Okay.
our habitat isn't really big. We do have, they're hoping to expand it. Our zoo backs up to a city park,
All
and
right.
on the other side, it backs up to what used to be a mental health facility, and it's been vacant for a while. So they're hoping to be able to buy more land from the county at that end of it, but we're kind of landlocked. We're kind of jammed in a city neighborhood.
Yeah, I understand.
I don't,
But
I don't know if you can hear me.
oh yeah, hi Susan.
Yeah, you don't want to see me because I don't run. Um, your zoo had a great presentation on those twin elephants
Yes.
at the last meeting. So
Yeah.
I just wanted to say that was a very good talk. And it would be something that people would want to see because they were a cutie and we have Asian elephants.
Oh,
When
okay.
I saw this, we had a male come from uh, Los Angeles to Columbus, Ohio, which was a good journey for an elephant. And he's
Yes.
part of what I call our gentleman's group. I'm not
Ah,
elephant, I mean giraffe. So
giraffes.
we
Oh,
had
okay.
a giraffe from LA come, and he has a little star on his cheek.
Oh,
So we call him our little Hollywood star.
right.
And then at the same time, we got a breeding male. So he's part of our gentleman's group. So
Mm,
we have, I believe it's now 11 neutered male reticulated.
Wow.
And so we have a total of 18, and our breeding male died a few years ago. And so we've got Bobby from Houston. So he came in about the same time, but he's young and he's got these older women and, and two little girls to deal with. But he's having a great time out
Oh.
there, but he ain't quite figured out the
What he's
breeding
supposed to do.
part
Yeah,
yet.
right. He's still a baby.
Yeah, I think he's turning 5
Oh, okay.
or so. So he's not as young as that one, but he's 5.
Yeah.
And, but it's been fun. But we thought about those journeys that those two took cross
Yes.
country.
Yeah.
And we've got a man here we use here to transport giraffes. And it's interesting because he has to get through underpasses and stuff. And it's quite
Oh,
interesting to see them moved.
yeah.
And the due diligence that the people driving them have to go through because they can't always go a straight route
Mm-hmm.
because of power lines or different things. So sometimes they have to go really weird roads. But I love this book.
Yes.
And I couldn't believe they fed the giraffes onions.
I know.
That was the most remarkable thing. I thought, I don't know, our guys would eat an onion.
Right.
It's
And they
like,
seem to really enjoy them.
yeah. And I thought nutritionally, people would be horrified now that they had a diet for that long on onions.
Well, I don't remember if I think I posted the link in the Facebook group, but there's a called The History Guy, and he has a video, a talk about the actual transporting of the giraffes in 1938 through the hurricane and the ship and everything. And one of the things he mentioned was that their food was washed overboard during the hurricane. And so the ship's cook was making pancakes to feed to the giraffes. So I guess
Uh,
they could eat anything for a short period of time.
We have a fox a few years ago in our backyard, and he loved pancakes. My father-in-law would throw out leftover pancakes in the backyard.
Right.
See him come run out and grab the pancakes. So that's the only time we basically ever saw him
Right.
was to get the pancakes. So uh, tell us about how you how is that video you just showed going to be on the one that we can rewatch on YouTube?
Yes, yes. I'm recording this whole conversation, and that video will be there. And I'll also put a link to the uh, video itself. It's the Auckland Zoo YouTube channel. So I'll put that link there too.
I'm from the California, Fresno Chaffee Zoo, and about 6 months, no, maybe not long, 3 or 4 or 5 months ago, we had two pregnant elephants, and they delivered a little boy and a little girl, and but we have Asian elephants and
Yeah.
stuff. When we first we got two new female. Our male is Lucy, and he had a cracked tusk, and a gentleman here locally made like silver caps for him, so that way, would keep them together and less likely to break, lower. And at first, our females were like, "Yeah, I don't know about you, guy. You're funny looking and
Yeah.
stuff." But And then I wore my giraffe shirt today.
Oh,
for- yeah, and it's so funny because it says "Moo, I'm a
I'm
goat."
a goat.
But
Yeah.
yeah, but just hearing about the elephants, and everything, and then our giraffes, we have a mixed herd, so it's very interesting. So again, thank you so much for this opportunity.
Yeah, I think Linda Rutledge was just so great with her time to spend so much time with us. But if you visit her, like I said, her website, lindarutledge.com, she has links to some of the different articles that she talks about. And one of the things she mentioned is that she wanted to tell that story, but she had so little information because the zookeeper who was traveling with the giraffes didn't keep a journal or anything. So she just had newspaper clippings from across the country. So she had to put a lot of information in there, and I think she did a great job with it.
Yes, she did. She did wonderful.
Mhm.
It was amazing.
Yeah. And one of the things she mentioned in the book, and she mentioned also in our conversation, was the sixth extinction. And I had never heard that before, but apparently that's a thing. People think that there's going to be a human-driven extinction of a lot of the animals. And I hadn't heard anything like that before.
Yeah, I've never heard that, but it's a little bit true going on now.
Yeah. But I think with all the zoos around the world and the
Yeah,
different organizations, I think we're trying to stop that.
yeah. So I was just on a meeting with TSA, the Turtle Survival Alliance,
Mm.
and they were showing their their hatchlings for this last year and they're primarily Asian turtles that are critically endangered, and what they're doing to try to keep them from going extinct.
Yeah.
And but it was darling. So my husband said, "What do you mean you're part of TSA?" I mean,
Yeah, I was thinking
it's
the transport
turtles.
safety, right?
You know, it's turtles. But they have sort of an arc for not non-marine. So they don't do sea turtles because they said sea turtles have their own little group.
Yeah.
But it's Cy Montgomery has a book out about
Yes.
the turtles, and she visits them, but it's fairly somewhat secret where they are.
Right.
South Carolina. It's not top secret, but they don't advertise that they're there with the turtles, but you can volunteer with them.
Oh,
So,
it'd be fun.
or do their programs. But it's that same thing. We have Asian elephants, and two of ours went to the retirement elephant group at the Tulsa Zoo.
Oh,
So we had a male that was like you say, he's the largest Asian elephant.
yes.
Hank. And he went with, had a female, Connie, who was 50, and with babies and stuff. Connie wasn't over, she was okay as an aunt, but we have fairly large group, and and
Mm.
she and Hank were bonded, and Hank turned out to be pretty much a dud in the breeding world.
Right.
So his offspring was AI versus Hank. And so for a while we've had the Cleveland males while they redid theirs, and then we had the Cincinnati male, and he's just moved back to Cincinnati. They got 3 females from Ireland, which
Oh,
would be interesting, moving 3 female elephants from Ireland.
right.
And so he's gone back to meet his new wives, and but he left back. He did the job in Columbus, so we hope
That's good.
everything. But and now we have one named Johnson is our new breeding male.
Mm.
But so we've been having elephants in and out so much. And, but yeah, the transportation of these animals is
Mhm.
amazing. But I gather that our two elephants had a great time on their journey to Tulsa. And they're in, so I salute Tulsa for having a retirement group.
Mhm.
But Connie and they were Hank were bonded as buddies, so they sent them together.
Oh, okay.
Since so they've been together, they haven't been separated.
Mhm.
There, but
We've got our oldest elephant, Siri. She's, I believe, 57 now, and she's been having some health problems, but she does not like other elephants. When she came to our zoo back in the 80s, she was the only elephant in the zoo, and she was around people all the time. And then when we got our second elephant, Romney, Siri attacked her and pulled the hair out of her tail. So Siri's been separate from, she's got her own suite. She's by herself. She goes in and out. She's happy alone. She does not like elephants. She likes her people. But we've got our male Doc, and most males don't hang out with the females and the calves. But Doc has been really great with the twins. He's been in there at first when they were first coming out onto exhibit. He was in must, that hormonal thing that male elephants go through. So he could not be in with them because he might be dangerous. But now he's in with them all the time, and he's just like, he acts like daddy to the twins. And the twins, everybody talks about how tiny they are. Well, they weigh over 1,000 pounds each right now, but dad is 9,000 pounds. So they look tiny next to him.
yeah, that's funny.
Well, I
Do
wanted to
any
say thank
other
you, and
Oh, yes. Thank you for
I'll
joining
see
us.
you at the next book club, The Soul of an
The
Octopus.
Soul of an Octopus. Yep.
Yay.
Oh, that's a fabulous book.
Yes.
Bye.
All
A
right.
real
Bye-bye.
tearjerker.
Very much.
Yes, it is. Oh, I cried all through the end of that book.
I I quote things, I tell people things about them, and people say, "Why don't you have octopus in your
Ah,
in your aquarium?" And I say, "Because they're too hard to take care of." But the main reason is our keepers get so attached, and
mhm.
such a
And they
short
only live a couple of
lifespan.
years. Yeah.
And our keepers said they can't. That no, they had had one in the past, and they don't want to go through that again.
Uh, we've
You know.
got uh we have an octopus exhibit. Right now we are between octopuses because our last one died, and they want to make some minor changes to the tank before they bring a new one in. But our tank at our zoo in Syracuse was designed by a group called Living Color. And they had a video about it on Discover Channel, I think it was. But they had this video of building it and going to capture, the one member of the group that designed it went diving and captured the octopus that they brought in for us. But yeah, it's so sad they only last a couple of years. But
Yeah.
they're so intelligent, and they have to be careful because the the exhibit has to be such that they can't lift the lid and get out, because they will get out and crawl all around the place. They're very smart.
Yeah. So I don't know if it's that book that talked about the octopus that got out at one aquarium, but they couldn't figure out why some fish were disappearing.
Oh.
And then they put a video on it and discovered that it was going out of its tank, going to have breakfast or dinner, and but going back to the tank. It didn't stay out of the tank. So that
Yeah,
was
in
how smart they are. It was like, okay,
Mhm.
I'm going back to my tank, and they don't know. I just went and ate one of the
Right.
fishes.
So we're going to be
Monterey Bay
discussing that.
Aquarium had
Mhm.
an octopus. She'd go out and get into one of the other tanks and feed and everything. And they tried all kinds of things to prevent her from doing that. And they finally found something. She doesn't like um, astroturf. So they put
Yes.
all kinds of astroturf around the aquarium. And then Monterey Bay Aquarium, they also bring in the water from the ocean right there because it sits right on the ocean. And the janitor was cleaning one evening and he saw this little red octopus. I'm not for sure what kind it was. And it got in a teapot and was in there and he was able to put it in the tank where he thought it belonged. And what had actually happened is when bringing the water in, it came in with the water. And so we got an extra octopus.
Oh,
Yeah. I just wanted to share that.
oh,
That
that's
is great.
When you said about going out and getting food, it just blew my mind to think,
yeah.
oh, they're so smart. They are so smart. Thank you for letting me share.
Oh, thank you. So in February, I haven't set the dates yet, but we're going to do a similar thing. We'll have one on a weekday night and one on a weekend day. And I think it was kind of a fluke that we were able to get Linda Rutledge to come and talk to us. I know Cy Montgomery is extremely busy and she's got so many books out and so many places she's going to. I don't believe we can get her, but we should still have an interesting conversation about octopuses.
Yeah, it would be great if we got an octopus's keeper
Yes, yeah.
to
Yeah,
speak.
we could. Maybe I could get one of the keepers from our zoo to talk about, even though we don't have an octopus right now. They have every couple years you have to replace them, which is sad.
Yeah,
You might want to reach out to the Monterey Bay Aquarium and see if they could
Yes.
help also.
or
Yeah, I
the,
was thinking that. Mhm.
Did
that
teacher
would be
class
great.
there.
Yeah,
And the if not that one, the New England
yes,
aquarium where Sam Montgomery spent all
yeah,
that time bonding with the octopus.
yeah.
That would be an interesting if somebody spoke being tied into the book.
So we'll have time between now and February. I'll see what I can work on. And thank you so much for joining us today. Is there anything else you wanted to share or discuss?
Um,
Because we're coming up to noon Eastern time. What's that? You're 9 o'clock in the morning on the West Coast?
yeah, I was saying that really my time for the book club on Thursday, which I couldn't do, was at 8, and I figured it can't be any earlier than that because the West Coast, that's 5 at
Right.
night.
Yeah. 8 o'clock is like 5 o'clock West Coast time.
Right.
And that's probably the earliest we could have it on a weeknight.
Yeah. So that's always that. What time is it on the West Coast?
Right now it's 9, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, 9 o'clock in the morning.
Yep. And we're just ready for lunch and you're ready for breakfast.
Exactly. Exactly. Uh, this is amazing. And if you could send the link for this recorded
Yes.
episode, I would appreciate that.
Yeah. It takes a couple of hours for it to process through Zoom and then through YouTube, but I'll put a link when it's ready to view. And
Oh,
thank you.
thank you.
Yep.
Thank you.
Thank you very much for coming.
Y'all have a great day and
Yes, you
enjoy
too.
your lunch. I'm looking forward to seeing you with the new book.
Yep. Great.
Looking forward to seeing y'all in San Diego.
Yes. I can't wait. I've never been to California, so this is great.
It's wonderful. We have quite the I've lived here all my life, so
Yeah.
um,
Yeah,
it's very wonderful and stuff. But
I just returned from Southern California.
Ah,
oh,
well, last summer we had two koalas visit us in the San Diego Zoo. So I'm hoping to get to visit them when we're in San Diego.
one of the docents uh, here in uh, Fresno, uh, he started his career. He worked in San Diego Zoo, and he worked with, and we just recently lost him. He just passed away. So,
Ah,
but I loved hearing all his stories and
yeah,
just information that he gave us. But he's dearly, dearly missed. So,
yeah.
but I'm going to say goodbye and have a wonderful day, girl.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Mercy.
Well, I'll say goodbye.
Yep. Bye-bye.